Give us an idea. What was it like working in the White House? What did you see that surprised you? What did you see that you liked? What was the biggest challenge? What did you not like? Give us an inside look here.
I mean, well, unfortunately, I've come to the conclusion that a lot of the bigger challenges were a lot of the other people that were supposedly hired to be on our team, because people really did start to, it's a really dramatic thing to go from a normal life of any sort to working in either the White House or one of these large agencies like the State Department or whatever. I mean, it is awe-inspiring when you walk into these places and suddenly everyone asks themselves, like, how did I get here? How am I doing this? And so I thought that was really amazing, and it was a real honor to do that. But I think what happens to a lot of political appointees is they start to realize, like, oh, this is the closest I've ever been to this height of power. And I am going to do whatever I can to ensure that I either stay here as long as possible or, they start to, it has a very corrosive effect on people. You have to be a very strong person to not be sort of blinded by the...
You have to have a servant's heart. You have to think, or I would imagine, I have not worked in the administration, you have, but in order to be in that kind of role, you have to, I think, operate as if you are in service to your country versus you are trying to achieve a powerful part of your identity.
Which is crazy because, I mean, think about it. There's no place where you naturally see humans competing for power than in politics.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising that people start to kind of operate for themselves and position themselves. And, I'm not saying I didn't do that. I mean, everybody does that. But I think I tried to always remember the people that I was volunteering with back in Nevada who didn't have the opportunity to upend their lives and come work in Washington, D.C., and who really cared about the president's mission and really just stay focused on the mission. And there was a lot of people that were like that as well. I mean, there was a lot of amazing people. But I think a lot of the challenges were just, like, we know the Trump administration had personnel challenges, and I'm going to echo that and say that, that was the biggest, I think, problem, is that getting everybody on one page, like, and understanding what the mission was and agreeing to execute it. It was just really frustrating because it's like, this really was the people's hope. Like, this administration was really the hope of all of these Americans. And I think we're going to get another chance. And I think we've learned a lot. And I'm, certainly happy to pass on what I learned to other people that intend to work in Republican administrations in the future. And I think that's just what we can do, Like, don't make these mistakes. Like, here's what you do. Like, watch out for this. Like,
and that's useful because no one has much experience, if any, working in the White House before you're working in that job. And there's not that learning curve. Let me circle back to the movie again. So as you're working in the State Department, as you're working in the White House, this is unfolding, right? Your colleagues are being targeted unfairly by conspiracy theories that are true. These are not just conspiracy theories. These are conspiracies to take down the president of the United States. This was an attempted coup against a duly elected president, which sounds so crazy. And yet we have actual proof that this was the case. Narrate this for us as it was unfolding.
Well, I mean, it was, okay. The thing that I always try to say about that is it's really frustrating because you remember these people, CNN is on in everybody's house. It's not everybody's house. Sorry, that was CNN is on for the crazy people in their homes. And it's not just regular Americans. Federal employees, like a great deal of the government, is also going home at night and watching MSNBC and CNN, and they believe this stuff. And so these people who are responsible for the levers of power in America's national security are coming to work, and they believe that the president, who's currently in office, and all of his political appointees are making decisions that are, swayed by their alliance to Putin or something. And it's completely insane. Like, it's like you can't operate like that. You can't be like, okay, hey, this is what we're doing this week. This order comes down from the White House. This is the direction we're going towards. This is part of the national security strategy. And they're looking at everything sideways and being like, well, I don't really have to do that. I don't have to listen to that because these people are all Russian assets. I mean, it's insane. It's so dangerous.
And it shows, by the way, the enormous power that the mainstream media had in fomenting this attack against the president, that it wasn't just something where the mainstream media was too stupid or too naive to believe what was happening. They had an active, specific, dangerous role that impacted the outcome of what happened.
Oh, yeah, no, it was, I mean, it was the most dangerous thing you can have happen, to call into question the chief executive. I mean, it's insane. So
to delegitimize him in order to justify violating basically the orders of the chief executive. It's insane.